With the open season event underway, I figured there was no better time than now to do an in-depth guide for our hunting skill. And if you missed our other skills, a pop-up in the top right can take you to the playlist. And of course, if you would like to see more guides and tutorials, please join our cozy crew by subscribing to the channel. Now, on to the video. Hunting is a pretty straightforward skill that you can learn from Hassan, who will start you off on your adventures with a makeshift bow and arrows. All you have to do in order to level this skill is just simply farm animals, which we will get into in just a little bit. Once you get to level 2, go back to Hassan to get your standard arrow recipe. Once you reach level 3, you'll get a standard bow recipe. Level 4, you can get your recipes for your flare arrows and for slowdown arrows. Then you can get your fine arrow recipe at level 5. At level 6, you get your fine bow recipe. Level 7 is the recipe for dispel arrows. Then at level 8, you get your hunter's horn. And then finally, at level 9, you get the exquisite bow recipe. And just like all other skills, once you reach level 10, you will be able to buy other hunting items for your medals. You can also get a plaque, some wallpaper, which is a really cool wallpaper, some fireworks, the hunter's target, and the hunter's mannequin. And if you have your relationship to level 3 with Tao, you will be able to buy fireworks with gold instead of medals. Now let's talk about how to actually find and hunt these creatures. You have the Chapaa and the Cernik, which can be found pretty much all over the place in Kilima and in Bahari Bay. To level quickly, you can go over to the Whispering Banks in Kilima, where a herd of Cernik usually spawn. The reason that we want to hunt there is because it's kind of a small area, and they respawn quite quickly. And of course, Cernik is some of the best XP in hunting even at in-game. Then we have the Muujin. They are fox-like creatures that spawn in northeast side of Elderwood and northern parts of Bahari Bay. Will run away and jump into trees to hide from you. Then we have the Ugapu, or the lizard creatures, what I call them. These can only be found in the swampy parts of Elderwood, which is at the Grove and at the docks. The last creature that we can find is the Smo. These little mushroom guys that pop out of the ground, and when you shoot them, they go into the hole and come out of another one. These guys can be found only in 4 spots in Elderwood. You can find them in both caves. You can find them a little bit north of the docks. And then the one that I like best, which is in the secret cave near the docks. The reason that I like this spot so much is that they are closer together and easier to see all of them at one time. However, they don't seem to spawn quite as quick there as the other spot. Then we have 4 special or magical creatures, which are rare animals. We have the magical Cernik, which is dubbed the Disco Deer, the Azure Chapaa, the blue Bristle Muujin, and Waveback Ugapu. All of these rares have a chance of dropping a special star item that will grant you achievements. And they also have an even smaller chance at dropping a plushie. Once you have found your target and you want to take it down, you're going to hit the L2 button on the PlayStation controller to bring up your quick tool menu and select your bow. Now you'll want to go ahead and press square and pick out the arrow that you want to use. To pull back the bow, you're going to hold the R2 button and release it to release the arrow. And that's pretty much how the mechanic works. And just like other skills, you can cancel this animation in order to make it fire quicker. However, on consoles, this is really hard to do. The only way that you can increase your damage is the type of bow that you have. You can upgrade your ammo pouch at Zeki's store as well to hold more arrows. Just like other skills, you will gain trophies. At level 10, you get bronze, 25 silver, and 50 gold. However, with hunting, you can get stuffed mounts for decorating your plot with for certain achievements, which I wish they would actually add more of, as these are some of my favorite decorations in the game. One thing we need to talk about is the Hunter's Horn. It is a very useful item to track any of the rare animals. This is crafted by using 5 leather, 3 fur, and 1 elder cernic antler. When you use it, it gives you a 10-minute buff that allows you to track any rare animal nearby. I think it's up to like 200 meters if I remember correctly. It will place a green looking bow icon on your compass at the top of your screen. That way you'll know which direction they are in. A good question is, does the new arrow coming out with the Highlands replace the horn? Or is the new area going to be full of new creatures to hunt that tend to hide from us? One would assume the latter, but we will have to wait and see, won't we? On to the tips and tricks for hunting. You can always rearrange your arrows going from bottom left of your ammo pouch to the right in order to select the arrows you want to use first. Hunting in a party allows everyone to gain credit for the kills. And if you're not in a group, as long as you tag the creature, you will still get credit for it as well. However, the Muujin are a little bit different. For example, let's say that you cut a tree and one runs off. Someone else kills it. You will actually both get credit for it. Just like bug catching, you do not gain XP until you actually pick up your loot. So if you need to eat some food for focus before you pick up your loot, go ahead. Just like rare bugs spawning at the grove, the rare animals can also spawn at the groves as well. And to be honest, I feel like the grove gives them a drop bonus when they spawn at them. For the Azure Chapaa, it can be stunned by using a dispel arrow on it. However, you have to make sure that it runs first before it will stun it. If not, then it won't stun at all. The best location to find the Azure Chapaa is around D8 in Bahari. So for my strategy, I like to spook it and then shoot 3 dispel arrows, which will pretty much stun it and kill it. Then we have the disco deer and the blue bristle Muujin. For me, I like to usually use a dispel arrow and then use slow arrows and then rotate them back and forth. But what you can actually do when hunting these, if you're having trouble with switching back and forth, you can actually break the stacks of arrows down. So what I like to do is pre-arrange arrows in a layout. I'll go 1 magic dispel, 1 slow, 1 magic dispel, 1 slow, 1 magic dispel, 1 slow. Yes, it's painful to do, but you don't have to worry about switching. It'll automatically shoot each one in order. With the Agapu, you can use a dispel arrow and they will not spit at you. However, I just use the potion so I don't have to worry about being slow in the first place. For those and the Smo, I only use fine arrows pretty much. I pretty much only ever use the Elderwood arrows for the infected animals in the Elderwood. And that's all I have on the hunting skill for now. If there's something that I missed or something that you have a question on, please feel free to drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you leave it a like and share it with all your friends, as it really does help the channel grow, and I truly appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe, stay cozy, but most importantly, have fun gaming.